Okay, so we'll begin standing up. You can find yourself a comfortable standing position. Play around with where you want your feet. They can be as close as all the way together if that's the most comfortable for you. I typically go a little bit wider, and you can find that spot that feels grounding for you, where you feel balanced here. And we'll take a deep breath in, stretch your arms up. You can reach your arms up high, reach up towards your ceiling, and then bend the knees and reach down low and kind of sweep towards your toes. And maybe you touch your toes. And then again, inhale, stretch up, reach up, stand up nice and tall, and really lengthen towards the ceiling. And then reach down low. It's nice to bend the knees as you begin. Maybe for your back, it feels better, and you can kind of play around with how deep of a bend you'd like, or maybe less of a bend, stretching up and lower down, just making sure that everything you do, you notice how it feels in your body and it's working for you. Two more times. We're going to bend and touch and reach and lift. And last one, we'll end as you reach up. You can stretch up high towards the ceiling, nice and tall, lift up. And we'll sink back down into like a little easy chair pose, push into your heels to let the hips sink down, and then rise and reach up. So the arms can stay kind of out by your ears or maybe even lower if that's better on your shoulders. And play around with the angle of your arms as you move down and up. You do want to feel how you're pressing into your heels, also into the balls of your feet as you lower. You'll feel your legs engage. Then as you lift, you might feel your glutes engage even more. Lower down and press up. Think about leading with your hips. So your hips reach back and then your torso just angles forward and follows. You don't want to do anything specific with your torso. Just try and keep it as long as possible, neutral through your spine, keeping the belly toned and engaged. Go down, press up. One more time, we're going to sink down. Here we can hold the sink down. So maybe not go down as low, or find a place where it's comfortable for you to maintain. Keeping your arms overhead or maybe adjusting your arms to a different position. Belly tight, back strong. And we're going to lift the heels off of the ground. And it's up to you how high you want your heels. Might feel good to have like a little float of an inch off the floor. You might go a little bit higher and pause. Hips down, spine long, belly strong, gaze forward. Take another deep breath in, and then lower your heels down towards the ground and pause. Inhale, lengthen the torso. Exhale, deepen the abdominals. Float your heels back off the floor again. We're going to lift up and pause. Kind of hug that thighs and outer ankles in towards the midline to create good support here. Try not to wobble around as you get yourself set up. You hold steady. One more deep breath in, and then lower your heels back down to the ground. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, deep abdominals. And then we'll float one more time. Heels float, hover, or lift pretty high, your choice. Hug the thighs in, the ankles in. If the heels up doesn't work for you today, you can always have the heels on the floor. Take another round of breath, and then slide your arms back. Try and keep the heels up if they're all the way up. Pause, hold, lower your heels down, and stand up. Inhale, reach your arms up, lift up. Exhale, bring your hands together to your heart. Take a moment, finding your standing balance. Lift the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Maybe even close your eyes. 3 rounds of breath in through the nose, down to the belly, up through the ribs, up high to the chest. Out through the nose, out through the chest, out through the ribs, out through the belly. Through those 3 parts, breathe in and out. As you finish up your final round of breath, as you exhale, release your arms down by your sides. As you inhale, stretch your arms up high towards the ceiling. Exhale, bow and fold. We're going to move through some lunge salutes here. Inhale, lift halfway to a flat back position. Exhale, release the hands and step the left foot back. Lower the left knee down and stretch your arms up to low lunge. Lower the hands down and step the right foot back to downward dog. Lift your hips high in downward dog and then stretch your left leg high to the sky. Then step the left foot forward and lower the right knee down. With an inhale, stretch your arms up, low lunge, and exhale, hands to the ground. And this time, step on forward. Lift halfway, inhale, fold down, exhale. This time, right foot back to start. Low lunge, arms up. Inhale, add a twist, turn to the left. Exhale, come center. Inhale, lower your hands down. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale, right leg up, stretch back. Exhale, right foot forward and left knee down. Inhale, arms reach up, lift up. Exhale, turn towards the right and twist. Inhale back to center and lower your hands down. Step forward, top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale and fold. Step the left foot back, low lunge. Knee to the ground, reach up. Exhale, twist towards the right and stay, then flip and reach back and get a little bend through the side waist here as you reach and maybe even gaze back. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, circle the hands to the floor, pick the back knee off of the floor, hold, high lunge twist. Now, if you lift your knee off of the floor and it doesn't feel like you're getting the twist you want, you can always drop your left knee back down towards the floor. See if you can bend a little bit deeper into your right knee and then almost pull the waistline back away from your thigh and see if that gives you more space to turn the left sideways towards the right inner thigh. Spin the ribs in the chest, draw the shoulders back and your head back. Keep turning. One more deep breath in. Stay as you exhale. Then slow to unwind, release your hand down and step back to plank position this time. Come into the top of a push-up pose. Your knees can be on the floor for your plank setup, so choose the position that gives you the best support. Draw the belly in and lengthen the tailbone through to your heels. Lift the head up and keep the shoulders and ears at the same level. Take a deep breath in as you push your hands, your feet, or your knees down into the ground, and then keep that waistline strong. Lower the knees to the floor is an option. We are going to lower down for a bend in the elbows. Go down, press up. Chaturanga. 3 more. Go down any degree. Press back up. Come to your straight arm plank. 2 more. Lower and lift. 1 more. Lower and lift. Everyone reach back. Downward dog. Hips up high. Raise the left leg up. Stretch back. Step the left foot forward. Low lunge. Knee comes down. Arms stretch up. Add the twist to the left. Hold the twist and then flip. Reach back and open up through the side waist. Side bending. Keep the bend into your left knee as you reach your right arm back and then circle your hand down and around inside your foot. Lift the back knee off of the floor, hug the thighs in, hug the hips in, and then almost kind of scoop the belly away from the thigh and then turn the waistline so the right side waist turns in towards the left inner thigh, twisting towards the left. Draw the shoulders straight back and even lean your head back. Try and bend a little bit deeper into your left knee. Just see if there's any space, turning towards the side for another breath. Stay as you exhale, twist, and then unwind. Hands down. Again, return back to your plank position, top of a push-up pose. Find your setup, knees on or off the floor. Straight, strong arms as you lengthen the tailbone. With the knees on or off the floor for 4 times. We're going to go down any degree of low. Press up. Straight arms. Lower down. Press up. 2 more. Lower and lift. Final one. Lower and lift. Go back to downward dog. Hips up high. Raise your pelvis up and reach back. Straight, strong arms as you lift. Feel the rotation of your outer arm bones hugging in towards one another as you lift your hips up high. almost like your triceps are trying to pull towards one another as you lift your hips up high. Now, raise the right leg up again, stretch the right leg back, hold the lift of the leg, come forward towards the three-legged plank. So once you travel forward, the right toes are hovering off the floor. That's three-legged plank. Option to have the left knee down on the floor to create extra support. Draw the belly in, make sure you're not sagging in the low back, but keep the low back strong and supported. Hold the three-legged plank position, and then from here, slide back to downward dog. Come back forward, three-legged plank, straight, strong arms. Reach back, straight, strong arms. Come forward with straight, strong arms. Reach back with straight, long arms. Now, pull forward, right knee into your chest, hug in, round your back towards the ceiling, and step the foot forward. Rise all the way on up, lift up, high lunge. Create a pause in high lunge and set yourself up so you feel confident in the way that your feet are placed. You can push down into your feet and feel strength build into your legs. As you set yourself up, you want to maybe adjust the back knee so you can find a bend that works for you to adjust your pelvis so your low back feels good in the posture. Keep bending forward into the front knee as you lift and reach up through your fingertips. Exhale, twist towards the right, add the stretch back and reverse. Come back to center, oops, straight arms, reach wide, and then take your right arm up, both arms up towards the ceiling. Drop the left knee down towards the floor any degree. You might just do a little bit more of a bend. You might be able to get your knee to hover above the ground. Wherever you are, try and drop the tailbone and lift your hip points up even more, creating that more neutral set pelvis as you reach your arms up, lift up. Hold the reach of the arms up and exhale, twist through the torso, reach right, flip through the torso, reach back. Come back into your twist and slide the right arm forward. Both arms reach up. And then if you need to bring your hands down to lower your left knee to the floor, you can bring your hands down first or just knee down by itself. Once you get down, hook the left arm across and bring your palms together, coming into a twist towards the side. When you come into this twist, remember you always have the option of keeping a straight arm, left hand inside the right foot. Turn through the ribs, turn through the chest, keep spinning towards the side. Try and make sure that you're using the right amount of push energy and not forcing yourself too fast into the rotation. Breathe in and out. 2 more rounds of breath. Can you push your arm bone into your thigh to almost lift your torso away from the floor? Feel more opening across your chest and then more rotation as you exhale. Then gazing down towards the ground, place your left hand to the floor. Place it slightly forward so you can see that your wrist is forward of your shoulder. Now, slide the left toes towards the left and turn your right toes all the way towards the right. Reach up and lift up, going deeper into your hip now. Okay, hold the lift up through your top arm. And then from here, we're gonna slip that right leg back to an Ardha Chandrasana. So slowly slide it back and lift it up. Hold. Find your balance. Pause. Press firmly through what's touching the floor. Keep the side waist lifted and energy through your leg, right side. Take another deep breath in and out. Lower your right foot down. Stay here like this as you push your foot and your left hand into the floor. One other option is to float your left knee off the floor, hugging it up towards the ceiling. As you press into your right foot, you might be able to lift the left foot or the left knee up, and maybe your foot stays down or follows as you lift. Squeeze in, sideways lifts, belly strong, back strong. Press into the ground. One more inhale, and then exhale, carefully unwind and come back. You're in plank pose, top of a push-up position. Find plank, knees on or off the floor, head up, throat open, strong, firm setup. From here, we're going to carefully lower down towards the ground so you can take yourself all the way to the floor. See how slow you can go. Shifting a little bit forward, perhaps, and then bending your elbows and almost feeling resistance as you lower. Resist the lower down. Going nice and slow until the front of the body reaches the floor. Tops of the feet can rest down. Press the front side of the pelvis into your mat and then slowly curl up into a little cobra pose. Stretch your chest forward. Make sure your low back feels safe in this setup. Try not to lift too high if it starts to put pressure there. Then once you find your lift, float your hands up off the ground. Find your pause. We're going to take the right arm out and stretch. Pull it into the side and hover the hand. Reach the left arm out and stretch. Pull it into the side and hover. Now, both arms are going to move at the same time, but you don't have to go all the way to straight. So find your stopping point as you slowly reach both arms out and stretch, and then pull back in. Slide your arms back behind you, straight arms, reaching fingertips, reaching towards your toes. If you need to lower your chest down to support your back more and get that foundation of the pelvis heavy to the ground, feel free to adjust the lift of your upper body. Add the thighs off of the floor, reach the toes back. Lengthen through your toes, lift through your thighs, engage through your thighs as you press the front side of the pelvis to the floor. Hold the lift, back strong, belly strong, creating length and space throughout the whole body. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, return the hands by the rib cage, lower the feet to the floor, bring your head down so the nose is just above the ground, hovering. Tuck the toes, pull in through the belly, feel length through the tailbone, and then press to straight arm plank. Push up and reach back all the way into downward dog. Stretch your left leg up in downward dog, reach it back. Come forward to your three-legged plank and hold. Right knee on or off the floor when you come into three-legged plank. Pull the belly up and in. Hover the toes like they're about to touch the ground. Really low to the floor, not high. Hover and hold. Hug the thighs in. Hug the arm bones in. Keep the arms straight and strong. And then hinge three-legged dog. Hips level. Come forward. Shoulders over wrists. Hover the toes and hinge back. Hips level. One more time. Come forward. Reach back, belly strong, and then tuck the knee into your chest. Exhale, pull in and step the foot forward. Rise up, high lunge. Reach your arms up and lift up. Make sure your feet feel like in a good spot and you have an adequate bend in your knee as necessary to create the adjustment you want in your pelvis so that you feel tall and long through your spine. Keep bending forward into your left knee. Hug the waist in tight as the thighs squeeze in, and now turn towards the left. Find your twist. Reach back and reverse. Come back to the straight arms reaching wide. Then slide the left arm forward to match the right, and both arms reach up. Pause. Now, create a bend in your back knee, and you might just do a smaller or a small change in the bend. You might go a little bit deeper, letting your knee come down towards the floor, almost to touch. And once you get into your place where you feel like you can hold for a breath or two, pause, drop the tailbone down, lift your hip points up. You'll feel more opening through that front right thigh. Hold, squeeze thighs in and hips in, twist towards the left, reach back, reverse. Come back to your wide arm twist, left arm forward, arms reach up or hands down to create more support as you descend, right knee to the floor. Once you come down, arms up, hands together and hook. Cross that arm over to the side, twisting towards the left. You'll feel how you can put pressure against your leg to help kind of maybe lift your torso up. Use that space of lift to turn yourself even more. Try not to put a lot of forceful energy into creating the rotation through your arm and leg connection, but rather just feel what is possible, what's available as you apply a light amount of pressure. Two more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale. Stay as you exhale, gaze down and release the right hand to the floor. Make sure the wrist line is forward of the shoulder line, and then just tuck your right foot over a couple inches to the right and turn your left toes to the left. And you'll start to feel the opening here again, moving more into your hip, and you'll stay. As you feel how the right hand and right knee are pressing into the floor, try and activate and engage through your right glute for more support as you begin to create the transition of floating the left leg back. Stretch it back. Find your pause. Right toes can be tucked or foot flat to the floor, top of the foot flat. You decide what makes you feel most balanced. Here, hold. Keep reaching energy up as you press through your hand and your shin. Take another deep breath in. If you want, you can just stay like this, or you can take your foot back down to the ground. And from here, your right toes tuck, and you can either swing and lift your right knee off the floor, continuing to keep the toes on the floor, or you can pull the heel in and lift the foot up as you push the ground away. 2 more rounds of breath. Press here and stay. Push energy, hand and foot to the ground. Lift everything up, and then carefully unwind and release, find plank. Hold your plank position, find your good setup, and then knees on or off the floor. We're gonna create that slow descent. Careful of your tailbone piking up towards the ceiling, causing that back to bend. Try and find more even length as you can, and carefully lower down towards the ground. Slowly bend, resist, bend, resist, bend, resist, bend, resist until you get all the way down to the ground. Tops of the feet heavy to the floor. Replace your hands a little bit lower, most likely, and also slightly wider, so your palms press to the ground by the mid-rib area. Start by lifting your arm bones up, shoulder heads up, and then press your pelvis down. Pull the belly upwards towards the spine, and then lift your chest up and reach it forward, coming into your low cobra pose with as much support as you can manage. Then from here, arms up, stretch your right arm out, pull in, left arm out, pull in. Both arms, any degree forward, reach out, pull in, slide your hands back, hold the lift of your chest up, hold the lift of your upper arm bones away from the floor. Keep beaming or reaching your chest forward, and then check in with your pelvis, pelvis flat to the floor. Both legs up from here, float the toes up, reach your toes back, energize through your legs as you reach your chest forward. Take a deep breath in, hold here, exhale. 2 more, inhale, float up, lengthen and reach through the crown of your head, out through your toes and your fingers, and exhale, lower your feet, rebend your elbows, bring your nose almost to touch the floor, then press your pelvis down, lengthen the tailbone, pull the belly in and tuck the toes with your knees on or off the floor. Quick lift up, find plank, push, and back to downward dog, hips up high. Find your pause in downward dog. Hips up, reach your pelvis back, deep breath in and out. Looking forward to your hands. Get a nice deep bend into your knees, and a step or a hop will bring you all the way back to the top area of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, easy fold, lowering down. Rise all the way on up, root your feet, reach up, lift up, find your lift, and lengthen. Bring your hands together to your heart as you sit your hips back. Come into your chair squat. Take a moment in your squat, sinking your hips back, and then we'll float the right leg up and lift. Pause. Hold the lift of the right leg up and pause. Good. Keep your hips back, and then with that right leg, you're going to slide it back. Bring it forward. Slide it back and bring it forward, keeping the hover. Reach and bend. Reach and bend. Last time, reach the leg back, hold the leg back, belly nice and strong. And then from here, we're gonna hinge and lower down. Coming down any degree, find your angle, and then come back up to where you were. Hinge and lift on up. hinge and lower down, moving together as a unit, back leg and torso, and hinge back up. Last one. Hinge, lower down, hold. Pause here and breathe. Lengthen through your back leg, engage through your back leg. Lengthen through your torso and feel the belly nice and strong. Now, from here, we're gonna hinge back up and hold. Keep the toes hovering above the floor, but see if you can create a deeper bend in your standing leg, getting a little bit lower. Bend, and then come back up to your higher starting height. Go down and lift up. Go down and lift up. Last one. You're gonna lower. Actually, we have to do one more. Okay, last one. You're gonna lower and hold. Slide your right knee back forward and then push all the way on up to standing. Still balancing on that left leg. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale and twist towards the right. Bring your hand out, left hand outside the right leg. Push energy into your leg. Press hand and leg together. Turn, twist to the side. Standing leg is straight with the heel heavy to the floor. Spinning and turning your torso off to the side. Take another deep breath in. Keep twisting and hold. One more inhale. Stay, exhale. Slowly bring your torso back forward, hands together at your chest. And see if you can stretch your right leg out towards straight any degree. You can always drop the leg a few inches lower as necessary, or stop in more of a bent position as you reach out. Hold 5. Belly back, chest up, long spine, strong standing leg. Last 2. And final 1, release the foot down and sink your hips back. Come into your chair pose. Ease your hips back. Lift both heels up. Hover or high, and both heels lower down to the ground. Now, slide your left foot off of the floor, float it up, hold. You want to create a nice long line from your head through your back heel as you stretch the left leg back, and then pull the knee to hover in. Try and keep your back nice and neutral as you move back and forward. Feel the bend in your standing leg, the strength in your standing leg support you. Last 2. Pull in. Final 1. Reach out, hold, pause, and then we're going to hinge the torso down as the leg lifts up. Any range of motion, but move together, upper body and lower body, and then come back to where you started. Hinge and lower. Hinge and lift. Hinge and lower. Hinge and lift. One more time. Hinge and lower, hold. Hinge and lower. Find your pause. Stretch out through your toes, out through the crown of the head. Feel that everything hugging in nice and tight. Find more of that balance, stability, and then come back up to how you started. Hinge and pause. Keep everything nice and tight. Standing leg will bend, reach the toes back, and press to the starting position. Go down and lift. Lower and lift within any degree of motion. Go down and press. Feel your standing leg nice and strong. Glute engage as you lower and then lift, hold. From here, we're going to rise, lift the left knee into the chest, nice and high. Stretch the arms up, push through your standing heel to energize through your fingertips. Turn towards the left, twist, apply pressure, right hand outside of the left leg. Push hand and leg together, keep turning, spinning towards the side. Standing leg straight and strong, glutes strong, tall, reach through the crown of your head. As you continue to turn, twist the side, apply that pressure, hand and leg against one another. One more deep breath in. Stay as you exhale, and then slowly back through center. Hands together, pause, slide that left leg out towards forward. Keep the belly toned and engaged as you lift the leg up towards the ceiling, or keep it hovering closer to the ground, straight or straightish. One more deep breath in and out. Lower the foot down and sink your hips back. Find your pause. Hips back, chair pose. Good. Reach your arms towards forward and hold. Then slide your arms back and bring your torso more to hover. So your torso comes more to like parallel with the floor-ish. You can always have a less bend in your knee. You can go a little bit deeper, trying to bring your belly over the thighs. Take another deep breath in. And if you can, reach your arms down and then reach your arms towards forward, pausing at any moment. Reaching out. Back is strong, belly strong. Stretch through the fingers, reach back through the hips. One more deep breath in. And exhale, lower your hands down. Step back to plank pose, top of a push-up position. Hands press down, toes or knees to the floor. Hold strength here. Deep inhale and exhale. Okay, we're gonna drop the knees down to the ground if they're not already. Lower the elbows to the ground. You can do one at a time or just do both at the same time. You're gonna bend, hug the arm bones in, drop the forearms to the ground, elbows to the ground, and then walk your feet back so that you can come into your plank position, knees on or off the floor. Push energy down through your forearms, pull energy up through the front body, draw shoulder blades towards your rib cage, lengthen tailbone towards your heels. Take another 2 or 3 rounds of breath. Head up, throat open, belly and back strong. Find that pause. Energy throughout the whole body. Push the ground away. One more deep breath in and out. Slide the left hand over to the right hand. Turn both toes towards the right side. Lift your hips up. Reach your top arm towards the ceiling. Hold the lift of your pelvis. You can always drop a knee down to the floor like this so that you have more support if it starts to feel like too much work or you can't find the right spot for your elbow to rest. You don't want to put a lot of pressure here through your shoulder. You want to feel like you're building strength in the shoulder. For 5 times, weave the arm under the ribs, lift the ribs away from the arm, and stretch the arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. For 3, reach up. Last 2, reach up. Final 1, down and up. Hold the lift, hips up high. Option here, last couple rounds of breath. Lift your right leg up to hip height. Float it up. Stay. One more deep breath in and out. Lower the foot and lower back down. You're in your side plank or your plank position, low plank pose. Forearms are on the floor. Feel your setup, find the balance, and then we'll switch. Right hand to the left, toes point towards the left. Take your top arm up towards the ceiling. Now, in this side, the right knee would bend and create more support if you need it. Hold the lift up, hips up, so you feel strong. And then for 5 times, as you weave the arm under the ribs, you're at the simultaneously lifting the ribs away from the arm. Rotate and reach. Rotate and reach. Last 3 and lift. For 2 and lift. Final 1, you're going to rotate, hold the ribs up, and lift the arm up. Here's the option. The left foot can come off the floor. Even if the right knee is bent down, lift the left foot up, bring it just to hip level. You don't want to go super high. Stretch out through your heel, lift up through the waistline, keep reaching up through your top arm, pushing your bottom arm into the mat. One more deep breath in and out. Lower the foot, return the forearm to the floor, face down towards the ground. Pause. Belly strong, back strong. Create a little bend in your knees. Unless your knees are on the ground, then you're hovering the knees in a bent position off of the ground. Pull everything in towards the navel center, push the floor away. 2 more rounds of breath. Head up, ears and shoulders aligned, throat open with the face relaxed. Last inhale. And as you exhale, lower the knees down and bring yourself forward into your Sphinx position. Go ahead and walk your elbows forward a bit to give you more space to kind of hang in the posture. Allow the shoulders to shrug up towards the ears and then draw the arm bones back and let your head reach back as well. 2 more rounds of breath. Inhale. You might even close your eyes. Exhale. Take 1 more deep breath in your Sphinx pose. And then from here, we'll slide the right arm forward, rest your right arm here, on your arm, and flip yourself onto your back. And then you can reposition yourself onto your mat. So you're lying on your back. With your knees bent, feet down against the floor, you're going to take your arm bones down by your sides. So straight arms rest by the sides of your body, and then press your shoulder blades onto the ground and bring the tops of the shoulder blades towards the floor. You can always adjust your feet once you come up so that you feel the most comfortable and in your setup, and that you can engage well through your feet and your knees or legs. So when you're ready, start to lift your hips up and feel how you're pushing down into your feet, strengthening and engaging in your legs to help support the lift of the pelvis up and back up off the floor. Bridge pose. Press down into your feet, especially those heels. Drive energy through the backs of the legs, into the glutes, and through the back body as you lift your hips up high. Take a deep breath in, back strong, and out. With your hips up, you're going to roll down so that you're going to come down 1 vertebrae at a time, eventually till you feel like you're in your low rib region and your sacrum is just balancing or hovering off of the floor. If you were to slide your hands underneath you, you would barely get them to pass between your body and the floor. So that's how low you want to be with your pelvis. So feel that foundation of your back body, back side of the body, rib cage, upper back into the ground, and keep all that heavy to the floor. Now lift your right heel up, and you might just stay with your heel up, but you could also bring your right leg into tabletop, but keep that same hover. Hips off the floor, back body heavy, reach your right toes towards the ceiling. Leg might get straight or straight-ish as you reach up. So option to leave your foot down with the heel up, option to hold tabletop, or work your leg towards straight. Now reach your toes up or knee up and try and really keep your right hip level or in line with your left side. Take a deep breath in, reach up, reach up. As you reach through your right toes, drive your left heel to the floor. Feel that left back leg and glute really strong. Hold for another deep breath in, and then bend and lower. Don't lower the pelvis if you don't need to. And then left heel comes up, pelvis level, left leg either tabletop or towards straightish leg. Hug the thighs in, hug the hips in. Now you want to keep energy reaching up through that left leg. Any area that's reaching towards the ceiling is lifting up, keeping the left hip level or in line with the right hip. Everything hugs the midline, then drive that right heel to the floor. Feel that right hamstring, right glute, super strong as you reach your toes up, shoulders down, face relaxed, keep reaching, lifting, hold. 1 more deep breath in, then bend and lower the foot. Keep both feet to the floor. Keep the foundation of your back side of the rib cage and upper back into the ground, and quick taps. Your hips will lower, then lift, but not lift too high, just the same height as is now. Go down, squeeze, lift, down, squeeze, lift, down, squeeze, lift. Quick tap, lift, tap, lift, tap, glutes, tap, glutes, down, and squeeze. You want to feel that contraction in your glute. Push through your heels to engage even more for 5, 4, 3, 2. On your last one, tap, lift, hold, and then push yourself all the way back up. Find your high bridge position. Feel the strength through the lower body, support the lift through the upper body. Open wide across your chest. You might choose to interlock your hands behind your back. You can take your upper arm bones underneath you even more. That's your option. As you stay in whatever setup of bridge pose feels good in your body. Take about 3 more rounds of breath.
Then we'll carefully remove the upper arm bones, lower down towards the ground, press your back to the floor. Take a moment, rest the knees against one another, and make sure you feel like you're really bringing ease into the body and giving your back a moment to relax. And then we'll point the knees back up to the ceiling and walk the legs or lift the legs up into tabletop position. In tabletop position, press your sacrum, your back ribs, your shoulder blades, and your head to the floor. And you want to feel natural curvature in the low back and through the back of your neck. We're going to start by reaching the right leg out, and it can kind of get low, but it just depends on how it feels in your body and the way it makes you work, and pull in. If it makes you work too hard that it feels like it's causing strain in your low back or you're disengaging in your abdominals, then I would just adjust the range of motion you're moving and just maybe keep your leg up a little bit higher. Stretch one leg, stretch the other leg. Now you can kind of feel your range of motion, how low you can get your leg comfortably, and focus on building strength and feeling the front body stay engaged or the back stays neutral. And one more time each way. And then reach it back, lower your feet down. Take your hands interlocked behind your head. Lean your head back into your hands and start to curl your upper back away from the ground. Press the mid ribs down, feel the low back long and sacrum heavy. Keep pulling the navel down towards the spine, especially in this setup as you curl your head up. Now with the head back and the throat open, we're gonna lift the left shoulder over to the right side. Lift over and center. Switch, right shoulder, left side, and center. Keep on moving one side and then the other. So it won't be like this dramatic big lift and reach, most likely. You have to kind of work within your constraints. You don't want to move within with a lot of momentum. So you really want to feel the movement initiate from engagement and strength in your body. Lift one side and then the other side. If you can take a quick glance at your belly, you want to feel like your belly is engaging towards a flattening, pulling downwards versus a puffing upwards. A couple more times each way. Check in with how you're holding onto your head. It's easy to kind of yank or pull your head. So make sure your head is really set back in your hands and the weight of the head is being supported. Last time to the left, then bring it back to center. Hold the curl up and start to open your elbows wide. Then bring them more narrow. Go out. Pull in. Reach out. Pull in. Reach out. Pull in. One more. Reach elbows wide, reach elbows narrow, then kind of find that place in between where you can relax your shoulders. Lift your legs up to tabletop position. Keep the curl up, upper back off the floor. If you can lift yourself a bit higher, just try. See what happens. Hold the lift up, both legs at the same time. Go out an inch, pull in an inch. Go out an inch, pull in an inch. Just a small range of motion, or if you need more challenge, going a little bit further forward. But look at your belly. What's your belly doing as you move? Do you see a lot of movement in the engagement happening in your belly? Can you keep that flattening down towards the ground? Do you feel how there's that natural curvature in your low back and you don't feel like you're overdoing it in your low back towards like extension or like a back bend? You want to keep it neutral. 5, out, pull in. 4, 3, 2, final one. Reach out, pull in, and hold, curl up. Now, you can always do one hand or both hands, depending on how you need the support you need for your head. But we're going to bring our hands forward, kind of like at upper thigh level, moving your hands like paddles. The breath will be like a shh, and then the hands will float up. So, like a paddle, you go shh, up, shh, up, shh, up. If you need your head on the floor, you can always bring your back to the floor. Keep moving your hands like paddles, like you're pushing down through water, float back up, push down. And other alternative is to let your legs go a little bit more straight and maybe a little bit lower, just finding your challenge point. Last 5, 4, shh, lift, shh, lift. Final one, shh, lift, hold the lift, find your challenge, legs forward or back, curl up a little bit higher, stay 5, tuck the chin in, belly strong, 3, 2, and on your final one, slowly, carefully lower down. Head down to the ground, weight the head to the floor, open the knees out wide, and then straighten or lengthen your left leg out. Bring your right knee all the way over towards the left side. Stack your hips, lift your right shoulder, raise the right arm towards the ceiling. Slowly open up the arm towards the side. It may or may not touch the floor. Close your eyes if you can. Take a few rounds of breath. And with an exhale, float the leg up and we'll do a quick switch. Left knee will come in, right leg will lengthen, and then the left leg moves all the way over to the right side. Hips will stack. Raise the left arm up towards the ceiling, shoulder off the floor, and then open up the arm out towards the side. Maybe the shoulder returns back down. Let the breath be slow, steady. And turn yourself all the way over towards your right side and bring yourself all the way forward or all the way onto your hands and your knees. Let's do an easy round of cat and cow. You can do that a few times, making sure that you're not pushing your body too far in either direction, but just keeping a nice easy range of motion. And after your next cow pose, you can sink your hips back to child's pose. So knees should be a little bit wider apart if you can, if that's comfortable. Toes touch as you reach your hips back. You'll feel your head rest onto the floor, or you can even make a little stack with your hands for your head to support the weight of your head. Let your elbows spread wide. It's a good way to let the shoulders relax. And then just feel the upper body kind of melt or sink down towards the ground. Breathe in and out through your nose. Feel the breath move into your back. As you exhale, let everything soften, whatever obvious tension might be there, or just connecting with the weight of your body, feeling the sense of release as you relax into the pose. 3 more rounds of breath. And you can keep your eyes closed and just slowly walk yourself on up. And maybe you can just sit kneeling on your heels, or you can always adjust so that you're in your crisscross or comfortable seated position. And once you get upright, feel the transition. And if you'd like, you can bring your palms together, and rest them at your heart, and allow your head to bow down to pause and give thanks for all that you have. Have a wonderful day.